In popular media, archaeologists are often described as having stumbled across finds, but this is rarely the case. Large excavations like this one just outside Kirkby Thore in Cumbria are the product of various stages of work that culminate with the careful excavation of chosen detailed excavation areas. But how do archaeologists choose where to dig?
There's loads of research goes on by lots of different people. We have to find out where scheduled monuments are, we have to do LiDAR survey and look at all aspects of the historic environment as it's been recorded before. And so when we did the evaluation phase, we found quite a lot of features in one particular field, 407, and there were some radiocarbon dates from those features, and they were from 7th to 10th century AD, so we thought, well, we've hit the spot here. It was the most awful field. It was full of turnips when we did the evaluation phase.
The larger scale detailed excavation areas were targeted to look more widely at what these findings might be.
So during phase 1 of the excavations, which took place in September and October 2025, after the initial strip, we cleaned up the area and found what looked like a post-hole structure in line with early medieval buildings that have also been found in the area. Various other features around there, enclosure ditches and things like that, and a sunken-featured building as well, an SFB.
Sunken-featured buildings are houses, stores or workshop buildings, identifiable by a large shallow pit that was either under or part of the floor.
From the SFB, we had a loom weight and an angle back blade. Elsewhere in associated features, we found other evidence of weaving, spinning in the form of spindle whorls.
So we've got a small number of objects here which tell us a little bit about what was going on at the site. The first one is this iron knife blade. This would be used for eating, but also for cutting general things, whether it's crafts or other manufacturing activities. We have these two slightly more exciting objects, which are spindle whorls. Now this one's made out of stone. It's been broken on one side, it's been turned out of a local slate or shale. And then this one here has been made out of a piece of old Roman pottery, so reworked into another purpose. Now these are used with a stick to spin fibres into thread. So that could be fleece from sheep, wool, or it could be flax to make linen. Now the last object here is a loom weight. Now these are made out of clay, and it's unfired clay, so they're very fragile. So these are usually made wherever the activity took place, and this one's here is cracked in half. This is used to keep the warp threads under tension on a loom. So that's the threads that run up and down. And then the weft threads would go left to right and be woven in between them. And that would be used to make cloth. So we can see the textile manufacturing process here, as well as everyday life.
So we started in early 2026, excavating the second half of Area 407. Our second phase of works have been run by our supervisor Matt, and we'll have some more information for you.
To characterise the features on site, we've had a number of ditches, we've had a number of pits and post holes, and we also have sunken feature buildings, the largest of which is just behind me, and we can go and have a look at that right now. So this is one of our sunken feature buildings. As you can see, it's full of water right now, and one of the things we have to consider when excavating is actually when not to excavate. And when we're dealing with the kind of weather conditions we've had recently, it is better to just sometimes leave these be until we get a nicer patch of weather. To remove the water now we're risking damaging it, the feature itself, and we want to keep it all intact. During the machining phase of the site, we identified roughly 10 large circular features which we thought might be sunken feature buildings. As we tackled them and had them excavated, it's basically become apparent that it's possibly more like between 2 to 3, certainly no more than 5 potential sunken feature buildings on the site right now. So we've had a number of large pits on site, large discrete pits like the ones behind me, and yes, so we were looking to see what they contained, whether they were waste pits or whether they were storage pits. Well, most of them seem to be mostly sterile in terms of their fills, apart from this pit here, which had a lot of exciting evidence within it.
So I came across this feature and I started cleaning it as we do. And initially we thought it was a cremation because there was lots of charcoal and burnt material on the surface of the feature. And I actually started to notice that all of the burnt pieces were kind of the same size. So I had a closer look at them, and there were actually loads of little bits of burnt grain, which was really cool and exciting because I've never dug anything like that.
Lewis has made this fantastic discovery and they've subsampled it, and I've got a bag here of it back in the lab. I've had a closer look at it down the microscope, and it's more or less a pure assemblage of barley with some oat. There's tantalising evidence for roundwood, and I know they found more on site, so it's almost like it could be some sort of storage basket. So it seems to me like it's a more or less fully processed crop that's been stored ready for consumption, probably on a domestic scale, household scale. So they would be using barley for pottage, or they might actually take it another step in the processing sequence where they'd be milling it or grinding it to create flour. There is evidence for oat being cultivated oat for being used in the past. It really didn't become an important crop till the medieval period, so it would fit with a medieval date.
So some of the other features that we've been dealing with on site have been these ditches that run either side of the trackway that runs across the length of the site. This one was dug by my colleague Lucia. We're trying to understand how these ditches relate to the other features around them, such as the sunken feature buildings, as well as the pits and post holes on site, and how they relate to one another. This one does have a very nice V-shaped profile to it, which is indicative of Roman ditches. And currently we've got another one under excavation with my colleagues just right now across here. At the early stage, with our pre-excavation survey plan, we identified a couple more possible pits and post holes that are cut into this ditch, and so Rachel's just tackling one of the slots now. How are you getting on, Rachel?
Yeah, hi Matt. Yeah, not too bad. So we've got a section showing the ditch there. I was just looking at this blob. I think it could be a post hole because you can see an edge there.
So, like Rachel, you've been investigating the relationships with this ditch. Can you tell us what you found?
So I've definitely found the ditch. See it nice and clearly.
The expertise of Rachel, Lucia and the team have been crucial in identifying these shadowy features and understanding what they may have been.
So one of the final questions we have to answer on this site is, what is this large feature that we're studying? The theory was that this was a pond, but after excavation we found that it's not really characteristic of a pond. Underneath the fill we've had a layer of loose stones and cobbles, but underneath that layer we found a more compact, smaller layer of stones.
Aidan, Matt and the team are currently working on the feature, investigating whether it may be a threshing floor that was part of agricultural activity on the site. The excavations at Kirkby Thore seem to be revealing a fascinating story of early medieval activity in the Eden Valley. The evidence has been subtle and difficult to interpret in places, and there is still a lot of work to undertake to fully understand our findings. However, our teams have been able to carefully tease this information out using their skill and expertise. It's beginning to tell a story of an early medieval farmstead, with a variety of crafts and activities. Positioned at the junction of two old Roman roads, growing crops, tending the land, and producing textiles, in a landscape already old and scarred and marked by those who came before. As the work continues into post-excavation, additional specialists will be involved alongside the field team, but it will all be reliant on the expert decisions of our archaeologists in the field and their search to understand the complex tangle of evidence that time has left us.